The Black Mirror series has its very own category of scary. It's not necessarily jump scares, but rather that sinking feeling in your gut as events play out and you realize just how badly things have gone wrong. Welcome to our channel. And today we're gonna let you know about a story that has been keeping us up at night. Let's get into it. It was February 26, 2014 when a user on Reddit posted a query that would kick off one of the most intense manhunts of all time. I am a reporter working on a feature story about missing persons who have disappeared while exploring the dark web or deep web, and I'm trying to find anyone who knows anything about what happened to them. What followed was a flood of replies from people with stories of their own. One post in particular stood out. A user wrote, "I didn't mean to disappear someone, but I did. My friend went to a website called Room Zero and hasn't been seen since." Intrigued, the Reddit user pressed for more information, but after asking multiple times, they only received this reply: "My bad, I can't talk about this right now. Sorry, bye." A news outlet reached out to the original poster via Reddit and was able to confirm some details. Their friend had been an aspiring journalist named Timothy Willits, and he had gone missing 3 weeks prior to the Reddit post. Before his disappearance, Timothy had been researching online black markets. In fact, he was looking specifically for a site called Room Zero. At the time, Timothy's father Mike was desperate for answers and happy to help spread awareness of his son's disappearance. He even offered a reward for any credible information. But what exactly was Room Zero? How could simply visiting a website result in a person vanishing without a trace? To answer these questions, we need to look at the kinds of sites Timothy may have been exploring. There are two main areas of the internet that Timothy might have gotten lost in. The first is the deep web, which refers to parts of the internet that search engines don't index. This includes private social media messages, emails, and banking sites. For example, if you log into your bank, you enter a private space where no one else can see your account details. As long as you log out, you are back in the territory of the surface web. Timothy wasn't looking for something on the deep web, though. He was looking for something on the dark web. This is a small part of the internet that can only be accessed through special software. This is because the dark web consists of websites with a specific protocol called the onion routing, or Tor. Tor stands for the onion router, and it bounces users' internet connections through several nodes or layers. This makes it hard to track where a person is really coming from or going to. Each layer of the onion is like a shield protecting the user's real IP address. Even if someone manages to get through one of the layers, they will still be left with an anonymous IP address, preventing them from tracing back to the original user. In addition to providing users with anonymity, Tor also hosts a whole host of illegal activities. On the dark web, you can buy drugs, weapons, and stolen data. There are also plenty of links to pirated movies and music. And for those who enjoy the macabre, there are marketplaces for illicit substances of the chemical variety. You can also engage in all kinds of cybercrime on the dark web, such as hacking into other people's Wi-Fi networks. And that brings us to the second kind of site that Timothy may have been exploring: hidden services. These are websites hosted on the dark web that are only accessible via the Tor browser. While many are used for illegal purposes, some are actually quite benign. Take, for example, DuckDuckGo. This is a search engine that doesn't track users or save their search history. That makes it a popular choice among privacy advocates. Hidden services are also often used by journalists, activists, and whistleblowers to protect their identity. Edward Snowden, the man responsible for leaking classified information from the NSA, communicated with reporters using a hidden service. The problem is that hidden services are also commonly used by criminals. Many of these sites are impossible to regulate. They exist outside the jurisdiction of most governments, and there aren't any laws governing their use. Even if law enforcement does manage to shut down a site, it's easy enough for criminals to set up shop somewhere else. In 2014, the Washington Post published an article detailing just how hard it is to police the dark web. Even if the authorities figure out where a site is being hosted, taking it down is easier said than done. Not only do they need to contend with international jurisdictions, but criminals can hide their tracks by registering a domain name using false information, and if that fails, they can always move to a different hosting service. According to the Post, one hosting provider alone, DreamHost, is home to hundreds of thousands of hidden services, and it's nearly impossible for law enforcement to monitor everything. The only way to effectively stop criminal activity on the dark web is to infiltrate it. And that's where Timothy likely made his fateful mistake. Timothy had been corresponding with someone on the dark web who goes by the name Augustus. According to Timothy's father, Augustus had introduced himself to his son by messaging him on various platforms. Eventually, he got Timothy to download the Tor browser so that they could communicate in private. Timothy planned to use this contact to get more information about Room Zero, but before he could, he vanished. Mike believes that Timothy was likely lured. It has told us that he probably met somebody face-to-face as a result of this communication on the dark web, and that's probably how he disappeared. We hope that whoever has him is maybe watching, and that they will see that we are prepared to offer anything to get her son back, even though it's been 8 years. Mike never gives up hope. In fact, he continues to monitor the dark web in hopes of finding out what happened to his son. In the meantime, he runs a blog to raise awareness of missing persons who have disappeared while exploring the internet. But what happens next depends on you. Like and subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media. See you soon.